You were about to talk politics, and you just said we're not going to talk about politics, and you immediately started talking about politics.
Have you ever known me to actually stick to my own words?
Welcome to SideQuest Source, where table flipping is optional.
Yes.
Because we got to table flip because we were playing on a virtual tabletop. And there is actually a button to flip the table.
Exactly, there is. I mean,
true.
For the past few weeks now, we haven't been able to. Well, actually, for a month now, we haven't been able to play any board games together. And then we decided to, take the plunge into Tabletop Simulator. And I got to admit, I was quite impressed.
I'm very impressed. My initial hesitance and reluctance has completely gone away. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we've tried Tabletopia before, and it works. But Tabletop Simulator works better.
Yeah,
I don't know why, but it does.
It works so much better. Yeah. There's something about it that just makes it like.
I think it is.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I think that one of the things that makes, now that I think about it, that makes Tabletop Simulator so much better is the scripting. Because Tabletopia was essentially a physics engine with meeples in, and it's a bit chaotic. It's all really up. A lot of it is up to you as your players to like maintain what's going on there. Whereas because we played Tricarion on Tabletop Simulator, and thanks to it being scripted, all the table was already set up, and a lot of it was automated, like throwing the dice then automatically pulled into place and whatnot.
Yeah, there was a large degree of the game already built in, and I think that's the work of some volunteer who's added it to the game rather than part of the official game features.
Yes.
Yeah, so whoever made the Tricarion version for Tabletop Simulator, fantastic job, really loved it. What was a little weird is that not everything was automated. And so there were a few situations where we did something ourselves, then to find out that it was automated and the game did it again for us. And then other things which weren't automated, so we had to go and do ourselves after we thought the game might have done it. But those were tiny things. Overall, it was just a fantastic experience.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's quite a few different versions of the same board game out there, and some are like scripted. And this is what really got me, is that they're actually automating so much of the gameplay. Like, for example, we were just having a look at who goes there and how well that's automated. It was very, very impressive, and even like the quality of all the models and everything in it were like just top notch. I mean, it almost looks like a PC game.
Yeah, I mean, the Tricarion we mentioned was created by Bone White, I think.
Yeah,
I'm looking at my Steam library. We were playing it from mine, and it's from the Tabletop Simulator workshop. And then on Steam, and then there is Bone White's workshop, and it has Tricarion scripted, and this should be the one that I have that we played.
Genuinely fantastic work there. Well done, Bone White.
Yeah,
well done.
Really well done. Really good. Really, I was quite impressed. And then a little bit earlier, Max and I played a game of Betrayal.
And that worked. House on the Hill. Yeah.
Yeah, that worked extremely well.
Very true. And again, there's I don't think there wasn't much. Was that scripted? I can't remember.
No, it wasn't.
Okay, yes, but it had like in the way that the Tabletop Simulator then beats actual physical games, it was already set up. We don't all have servants who then like set up board games ahead of time, so we can just arrive at the table and start playing. Whereas in Tabletop Simulator, you can.
We do have a servant who sets it up for us. He's called Steffi.
Yes.
No, he's
the one who also.
He owns the games.
Yes, exactly.
We just play the games.
Yeah.
Yeah, servant my ass. But I gotta admit, like after playing Tricarion and even like Betrayal, I was like thinking, maybe I don't need to buy these board games anymore. You know.
Well, I mean, it's the good thing is also because in the workshop it seems to be a lot of like fan made things. because the Tabletop Simulator, it has official content that you can buy of various games, and the games that we've been playing seem to be made by users. Also, it seems like some of them, like the Frostpunk game, is prototypes made by the actual developers of the Frostpunk board game, and this is an amazing way for them to playtest the game.
Yeah, definitely. And then like try before you buy. I mean, that's like, it's a great way to, like try stuff that you don't want to maybe shell out 80 euros for a board game. Try it on Tabletop Simulator, see how you like it.
Exactly, which is good because in board game there is always the kind of mystery box. You buy the board game, it seems cool, but is it really? You won't know until you played it a little bit. Whereas if you then find a version in Tabletop Simulator, you can play it a little bit and then come to the conclusion, this is a really cool game. I'd love to play this in real life with the physical presence of my friend.
Yeah, you know what game would be like so perfect on Tabletop Simulator? Now, I heard that there are some people making it and stuff, and I downloaded a version of it, but it wasn't very good. But like, Seventh Continent and have that scripted and automated, oh my God. That would be, because then you can scroll in and look at the cards properly, and then you can see the map in its entirety. You don't have to worry about space. It's just like all there ready for you to go and explore, and then you don't have to like worry about like organizing the cards and putting them back into the boxes.
Exactly. Well, that's true because it also has a save function, if I understood correctly. So that way you can play like really long games, but over a long period of time. You don't have to do it in one sitting or one weekend. For example, with the Galactic Conquering game, the Twilight Imperium.
Yeah, it's there.
Yeah,
do you think Time Stories is on there?
Oh, that would be fun to play. Yeah, because
that could be interesting. Yeah,
that has a lot of stuff that would be comparatively easy to script. So,
well, I mean, the thing is, all you have to do is scan the cards, and then scripting would just be by placing them there and then taking them back, and then
I will say, as much as I really enjoy the positive experience we've had with Tabletop Simulator, I still prefer face-to-face gaming by a significant margin. But at the moment,
we live in an era of COVID.
Yeah, at the moment it's just not possible. So this is such a good alternative for now.
I'll have to agree with Tom. I mean, they both have their benefits.
Yeah,
and I'm selling all my board games.
Just throw them in the fire.
My wife is, like nodding her head. She's like, yeah.
Burn them.
Burn them all.
Anyway, Tricarion. We've played 3 games of it in relatively short succession. We played once face-to-face at the cabin, where Steffi won. And then we decided that we couldn't have a game where the last game was won by Steffi. So Max and I just played again against each other. So to cleanse the game, so to speak. And then we played a third game with the 3 of us. We were back to square one there. And
except I haven't been winning lately, and I disapprove of this.
Okay, well, the thing is, having played 3 games of Tricarion in relatively short succession, I just want to play it more. Every time I play that game, it makes me want to play it more. That's how much I like the game.
I completely agree because I mean I honestly here I go again, losing my train of thought.
That's okay.
Well, because I think that every time we play the game, it makes obvious how many ways there are to get to victory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how easily it is to fumble over yourself because you think you can do it all, but there's only 5 turns.
Yeah,
so
but it is a great game. But like, let's talk about other games that we'd want to play on Tabletop Simulator. Like, what are games that you'd want to do? I mean, because I think we've rehashed about Tricarion and everything like that for maybe the last 10 episodes. I think we should start giving it a break.
Yeah. I think if Mindclash Games wants to give us some sponsorship, I'll talk about Tricarion every episode. I like it that much. So yeah, Mindclash Games, if you're listening, I really love Tricarion.
Me too. The game I would really love to try out on Tabletop Simulator is Tricarion, but with the add-ons.
Oh yeah, we got to play with all the add-ons.
Yeah.
We got to play with the
Dark Alley. I mean, finally get to let go of the old original game which is what we keep on playing, without the Dark Alley.
I know,
that was
because
an
we're too
expansion, but
afraid.
it's now just because the pure game is so good. I'm afraid we'll ruin it by adding the Dark Alley.
How
all
naughty
the-
am I allowed to be on this podcast?
Oh, you can be naughty.
Max, I
Which
really
one?
want to play with your Dark Alley.
Yeah, that's,
That was a cheap shot, but I was willing to take it.
Oh dear, I like it.
yeah. No, I definitely want to try, because there's like all sorts of shit you can do with the add-ons, because I had the collector's edition, the big box with all the stuff, and it's I love that box. I just love looking through it and everything, and the metal coins and everything. Yes, you're right. Tabletop Simulator is an excellent game when you want to play games with friends that you can't play, and you want to keep the gaming nights alive. But it doesn't replace
the tactile sense.
the tactile sense of
Yeah.
the fiddly bits and sitting down and putting the effort into like having a good moment with friends. Like going to the cabin. I love that's one of my favorite things. Going to the cabin and just taking it easy, and then whipping out a great board game and having a few beers and just like relaxing and just playing
Oh, that is
And
my
getting
Nirvana.
stressed.
and getting stressed. Yes.
Yes.
But see, that's the only place that we can play games that like take forever and not worry about going home to bed to sleep.
It is true. Well,
Which makes
that's again
comp-
Tabletop Simulator. It's also good that way, because once you finish, you're already home.
That is very true. I mean, we can be in our underwear and not worry about it. But then again, in the cabin, we're in our underwear and don't worry about it either. So,
Because we're that kind of guy.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, this is Finland. We do things the Finnish way.
Yep.
Yes.
Yes, and I'm considering the Finnish way, sitting around in our underwear playing board games is actually pretty modest.
Yes.
It is to be expected.
Well,
I mean, usually Finnish men are usually get naked.
but that being said, sitting around in your underwear with your friends is considered outrageous, because you're supposed to do it by yourself, so you're sad.
What?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, pants drunk.
that-
Pants drunk is specifically
pants
by
drunk.
yourself.
that is true. But us playing board games together at a cabin implies a certain amount of nudity.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Finnish cabins are yes.
Yeah. There's Finnish cabin rules.
I just realized we suppose our tabletop podcast is going into the whole thing. What does it mean to be Finnish?
It
How
means to
naked
be
do you have to be
naked.
to be truly Finnish?
Yeah.
Very naked.
Well,
It is. Yes.
Yeah.
That would be something for like a board game, to play like, different levels of Finnishness,
Yeah.
Yes. How naked and how drunk are you?
I've got a sausage. I win.
Yes, Albert, when you have the holy trinity of drunk, naked, and depressed,
Yes.
like a true Finnish person.
Well, when we play board games, Steffi does generally tend to get quite depressed. Except that one
What?
time he won Tricarian, where he was happy.
Hey.
Oh no.
Hey.
Oh,
I'm
dear.
not the one who gets depressed. I might get angry or angsty and shit like that. But I'm not. No. I don't have a grading system named after me.
Level 6 max.
Oh,
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, no, but let's think. What other games would be nice to play on Tabletop Simulator? I'm going to go out there. I'm going to say X-Wing, the miniature game.
Yeah,
Because
that would
it
be
is
awesome.
it's fundamentally a 2D game, so it's perfect for the tabletop environment, and that would be really nice. You can have nice models because the movement is all done with those little movement arrows, the little movement tools. That would really fit nicely into the game. I mean, something like Warhammer 40,000, where movement is infinitely complex, I don't think would work so well, but
I think it's all there. I
X-Wing would be
actually think
perfect.
it's all there. We might have to like go and do like a proper investigation to see, is there like 40K or is there X-Wing?
I would
No, is
not
there
want to play
Armada?
Warhammer in Tabletop Simulator simply because there are just too many models. It would not be enjoyable to just spend 5 minutes dragging every miniature with a mouse from point A to point B.
Well, no, you don't have to. You can just play like, Dawn of War or something. And that's
But
it.
X-Wing would, I think, be really nice with it. If you've got sort of 5 or 6 ships each, I think that would be really good. That's worth looking into. Games that wouldn't benefit. I mean, something like Cards Against Humanity, as much as I love the game, I don't think playing that remotely would be as much fun. I think you need to be face-to-face for that.
Yeah, but then you could really express your Finnishness by being, pants drunk at home in your underwear with a bottle of, like scotch next to you, and then playing Cards Against Humanity with your friends online.
Yeah, fair enough. But what else?
I would like to play games that I haven't tried yet. So, for example, I mentioned the Frostpunk board game.
Yeah.
Because I know it's there. I've fiddled around with it a little bit, but I haven't played it. But I would really like to expand my board gaming horizons with having access to such a massive library.
Mm-hmm.
Plus,
That would be cool.
I would like to play something that's... Because we played these sort of fantastical games, Carry-On and Betrayal on House on the Hill. I'd like to try a game called Azul, where you essentially just... It's a bit like bingo, but with colored tiles.
I've heard of that. It's been getting.
It's a fun
It's gotten
game.
good river. Yeah.
It's a surprise. It's very simple and surprisingly good game. It's very classical board game when you think of board games, and I'd like to see how that translates into Tabletop Simulator.
Yeah, and what I want to try is the VR mode in Tabletop Simulator.
Yes.
And see how that feels.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, like we mentioned when we were previously at a previous podcast, we mentioned playing online. I did also point out then I would like to try out these kind of online board games, but with VR, because would that give the same sort of vibe as the tactile movement of meeples?
Yeah,
compared to dragging stuff around with your mouse.
That would be pretty cool. And then you could actually physically table flip.
Unfortunately, there is the chance that you then, by accident, catch the table that your computer is on and actually flip the real table as well as the virtual one.
Mm.
That's what
only if you're horribly violent.
Well, we have met each other, haven't we?
Steph is always too violent. I mean, that's one of the reasons we can't go to the cabin anymore.
Yes. Exactly. Hold on, a game just came on sale on Steam.
Oh.
Not by much. Never mind.
What game?
Something called Demon Ex Machina. Japanese manga robot stuff fighting. It looked cool.
Is that the one where you play like a teenage schoolgirl who has to defeat a demon monster whilst in underwear?
No, we're not looking at your playlist, Tom.
Because I'd have played that. Fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
Tom is strangely fascinated by Japanese underwear.
He is, isn't he? His favorite movie is about a superhero who wears women's underwear on his face. And he keeps on wanting to force me to watch this movie for some reason. He made you watch it, and then he wants to make me watch it. I don't know why. I don't want to watch this movie.
I made Max watch it, and he enjoyed it.
It was all right. It was funny.
It was a fun film, yeah. It's called Hentai Carmen, the Forbidden Superhero. It's a live-action film, and it's wonderful. It is a genuinely joyful film.
I know. Well, I've made a bet not a bet with him, but an agreement that one day I will watch it. But then after that, he has to watch After the Dark, or otherwise known as The Philosophers, the worst movie ever made.
On the face of this planet. Was so bad.
Yeah. Weren't we going to do like a triple bill? What was the third film we wanted to watch? Because it was going to be 3 movies back to back: The Philosophers, Hentai Carmen, and something else.
Oh no, we decided then we had to watch a good movie after that so that we can cleanse our palates.
Balance that thing out with Tusk.
Tusk, yeah. Oh, I haven't seen Yoga Hoses or Yoga Hoses. And what's the third one? Like Moose Jaw.
But Moose Jaw. I think Moose Jaws hasn't been made.
Okay, fair enough. But I definitely want to watch like Kevin Smith horror films.
Tusk, man, holy shit!
What a movie! I still don't know if it's a bad or good movie, but it's definitely it's a movie that will make you have feelings.
It's like when you watch that movie, you're laughing your ass off, and then you realize you're crying at the same time.
Yeah, and you're disgusted.
I mean,
you get that like really proper physical heebie-jeebies with some of the stuff there, which a lot of movies that they try to give you gore, and it's just splattering stuff. It's like, oh no, gore. But in Tusk, it's you feel a bit physically
Existential body
uncomfortable
horror.
because it gets like under your skin. And you're like,
Yeah.
It is.
And-
It makes you question your own humanity when you watch it. It's that weird.
Well,
It-
yes. I mean, the ultimate question is man truly a walrus at heart?
I can't believe that. I need to listen to the podcast where they come up with that idea, because the whole idea of that movie is that they were talking about like someone put on Craigslist like a post that it like wanted, male between the ages of 35 and 40 ready to dress up as a walrus every Friday or something like that. And, then they just started riffing on like, this would make a crazy movie, an excellent movie. And they started like just pitching this movie to each other and like what would happen in the movie. And then afterwards they were like, fuck, we have to make this movie. And they did.
That's how all Hollywood films should be made.
I think that is actually how all Hollywood movies are made.
Yeah. How would you make Tusk into a board game?
Tusk into a board game? Jesus.
Well, you've got to explore this creepy old house, and every time you go into a room, bad things happen to you, and your transmutation into a walrus progresses, and you have to escape the house before you're a walrus.
It is a betrayal in Betrayal on House on the Hill.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That is one of those should be that just the Tusk scenario. Just put it in there. Put it in the book.
Yeah.
Yes.
I would definitely play that.
So you go there and someone betrays you, and now they're finally here. Now I can make my walrus. No, wait, no. The betrayal happens, and the betrayer is there. Like, now finally I can try to make friends for my walrus, and then he unleashes the walrus in. That's that's one of the monster tokens.
Yes, release the walrus.
Excuse me, I'm just going to make
walrus lover.
some clinking sounds as I negotiate my glass full of pop. So I'm surviving on caffeine at the moment. I'm a bit under the weather. I've got to go.
That's dangerous thing to say in these times.
Well, I've got a test booked for tomorrow. I'm teaching from home. I've told all my students to stay to have the class on Zoom, and I'm teaching from home, and I've got a test booked tomorrow afternoon. Lotta had the test yesterday. It's negative, but it's prudent that I take it as well, even though I've obviously got good. Whatever she's got. But yeah.
Any other games we'd like to try or have tried
on Tabletop Simulator? I'm going to say things like Seventh Continent would be perfect. Anything that's got a really large footprint are particularly good, because in real life,
or a very long setup.
Yes.
Yeah. In real life, anything that takes that much space, it's difficult to keep a table clear, especially when you've got kids. If you can't finish the game in one sitting, you can't leave it set up on a table, because little fingers are going to reach up and move everything around, or steal it, or stick it up their nose.
Yes.
So the games we played that had a large footprint, I mean, even things like Space Hulk take up a lot of space. Hero Quest. Anything with a map that you build as you go along. Some of the games of zombies that we played, the map ended up sprawling over a huge table. Really didn't work.
Actually, zombies could work.
Yeah, zombies could work.
And doesn't zombies also have the rule of how the zombies move towards players?
Yeah.
So that could be automated.
Exactly. I was thinking about, could that be automated as well? How much of that could be scripted? But one thing that I was thinking of was a game that's really heavy on the setup, that promises an amazing adventure, and then just failed. With it, prematurely brought up the end monster. It was the Call of Cthulhu game.
Arkham Horror?
I think it was Arkham Horror. The one where you have the town, and then there's like
Arkham Horror.
Million friggin' little, there's cards, and there's squares, and there's everything, all of that. The setup took the setup took longer than the actual game.
Yeah.
And then because of random dice rolls could affect the end of the game, so you could very easily have the big bad boss come and suddenly challenge the players before they were anywhere near ready to face it. Now that kind of game is disheartening to play after you've made a massive setup to just put up all the cards and squares. So that would be perfect for a tabletop simulator where you could just start the game and it's all set up So you just play, and then it wouldn't matter that much. Oh well, this time the big bad came on like turn 3. Well, we'll try again.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. I mean, that would help really in those situations. And I mean, as Tom was touching upon, like even the save system would be handy in those kinds of games that you just, like you can play it a little bit and then, just save it and then you can continue the following evening.
Mm.
Here's a fun thing to ponder. Which of the games that we have played had the most enjoyable setup? And I've got an answer here that I think you'll agree with. But of all the games that we've played, which one was the setup creation phase the best?
Well, like what?
That depends on your definition, really.
Are you talking about tabletop games or like role-playing games?
I'm including both in this. So
okay, well then it's Paranoia.
I'm going to say there's one even better than Paranoia that we enjoyed perhaps more. Pendragon.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah, that bit where you generate your family history and you see you start with your great-granddaddy, what they did, and then your grandfather and your father to build up your family's lineage. And never have I been so invested in a starting character. That was so much fun.
That is actually that is actually very, very true. What's really good about Pendragon is that it's all about building your lineage, but it also allows you to already have a lineage.
Yeah.
And that's really great because then automatically you're already invested because you have this history. But you know what? The postmodern 5e game, D&D 5e expansion book that I have, it has a similar kind of history generation system for your characters.
Okay, yeah, we've got to try that out now.
Oh yeah, it's really cool. I really like it. So, but I mean, I definitely want to run Pendragon as well.
I like that.
And I think, yeah, go ahead.
I just like your the postmodern 5th edition game. I was wondering, what the heck is that even? What would a postmodern role-playing game setup look like? It's like everyone's squares, but they're anarchist about it. They're fighting the triangles. What exactly is postmodernism?
I think Steffi's pulling the book off his shelf right now. Let's have a look.
Yeah, it looks like it. I gotta Google this.
Oh no, sorry.
What defines postmodernism?
Here I am being an idiot and calling the game calling it wrong. Oh, it's not post. It's not postmodern. It's ultra-modern.
Ultra-modern. Okay, well that's very different because here's a good Wikipedia the definition here. Like postmodernism is generally defined by an attitude of skepticism, irony, or rejection toward what it describes as the grand narratives and ideologies associated with modernism.
Wouldn't that be a good D&D game?
often criticizing Enlightenment rationality and focusing on the role of ideology in maintaining political or economic power.
Yes, so Ultramodern 5.
Fighting a communist goblin uprising. Ultramodern 5. Yeah, I'll give that a go. That looks cool.
Ironically.
Yeah.
Ironically fighting the system.
Okay, you've just inspired me. We should make a hipster D&D.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Well, it's just a D&D group where everyone not only do we choose your alignment, but you have to choose your style. Are you postmodern? Are you are you a hipster?
Yeah,
what kind
exactly.
of thing are you? I'm like, the hipsterism has postmodern.
You wear clothes
parts.
Ironically.
Exactly. You dress really poor, but actually really rich. Well, I look like a peasant, ironically.
Yeah. And then you're like, you're the white Rastafarian guy,
I want to be the nihilist. I believe in nothing.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
And you listen to new metal.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then there's the modern, anti-cultural appropriation.
Oh God!
Oh no!
Yes, people who are how would you define anti-cultural appropriation? Would that be like culture purist?
Yeah, I think we're getting into Nazi territory there. I am a cultural purist. My culture is pure.
Your culture,
but like getting angry at people for wearing other cultural like clothes.
Yeah,
it's like
Being offended by everything everyone else does.
They've mentally defined you as something.
yes, exactly. They don't understand the irony behind their own idiocy.
Yeah. Like there's these amazing things where Native Americans have been like verbally assaulted for appropriating Native American culture. Like,
Yes.
I am Native American. They're like, well, you look white.
So therefore, you can't enjoy your
Racist.
own. Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. But well, there are
That'd
some
be
people who.
hilarious.
Yes.
Oh, no, yes. An anti-cultural appropriation dwarf, like you can't wear chainmail. That's a dwarven thing.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh.
You can't wear green clothes. That's elvish.
Yes, exactly.
And I'm afraid that chainmail bikini is completely inappropriate. You're going to have to take it off, Max.
Never.
Yeah.
But okay, yes, that would be interesting. But yes, not Postmodern 5, but Ultramodern 5. I'll even plug the writer here because this was a really cool Kickstarter and I really like the rules. There's really good stuff in here. There we go. Chris Tavares Diaz. He's the creator and writer. And I really suggest people check it out. I mean, there's a PDF version of it on DriveThruRPG, I think. And yeah, you can get the book. The book is beautiful, by the way. It's excellent art in here. I mean, this is really like, I'm telling you, this is like top-notch quality. Really good stuff.
So, I mean,
it has mechs and shit and everything. Oh, everything I've ever wanted.
I mean, we have classic D&D. We have ultramodern D&D. And then
we have postmodern D&D.
Okay. Then I've got
where you fight dragons ironically.
Yes.
I've got like historical D&D, sort of Bronze Age to Roman and ancient Greek D&D, and I've got another one which is a Norse-inspired fantasy setting. So
that's
Norse, ancient, ultramodern, classic fantasy. What other D&D settings could we have? I mean.
I don't know if it's going to use the D&D rules, but we do have the Spanish telenovela one.
Would be.
That's going to be so much fun.
Wasn't it called La Pasión de las Pasiones?
Yes.
Pasión de las Pasiones.
Yeah,
I honestly
shouldn't be too long before I get that.
I can't wait to play that. That's going to be
so
we have to record.
That we have to record. That's true.
And with accents.
Did you say that the ultramodern one was called Ultramodern 5?
Yes.
So because that I gotta say that sounds like that's D&D, like the boy band group, the Ultramodern 5.
Oh no, that is for our postmodern game.
That's a fiasco setting.
Called the boy band. That is a fiasco setting.
That's the fiasco setting.
In fact, the Ultramodern 5. Yes.
In fact,
it's either that or the team. Okay, if we play,
yes.
I mean the Ultramodern, our team name has to be the Ultramodern 5. But because we're postmodern, so we call ourselves Ultramodern 5. Ironically, because there's actually only 3 of us or 4.
Yes. Well, 2 of us have, no. It's there's 3 of us, but 2 of us have split personalities. Or no, we're bipolar, so they count as 2 people. So we're the Ultramodern 5.
No. See, there's 4 of us, and the 5th one is irony.
Yes, exactly.
Yes, it's the irony of the situation. I'm sorry. Oh,
yeah.
Something like that actually happened in my real life when I was a little kid. We were driving through Scotland, and we went over the 4th rail bridge. And my brother, who was younger than me, asked what happened to the other 3. Because it goes over the Firth of Forth, so it's the 4th road bridge and 4th rail bridge. But yeah, it's the confusion about what the word Forth means. Ultramodern 5, it's not. Is it the 5th version? Is it because it's 5th edition compatible, or?
It's the 5th version, I think.
Okay.
So, Ultramodern 5th edition, Ultramodern 5, but Ultramodern 5 it does sound like amazing, but like pop group.
Or a superhero group. We are the Ultramodern 5.
We're the old-fashioned
Hugo
7.
Boss or something like that. Sounds like you're really fancy because you're the Ultramodern 5. It does sound like you have to do with some kind of fashion.
Yes. Okay, fine. Yes, it's a boy band thing.
Yeah.
We have the Ultramodern 5, Ricky, Tito, Tommy, Max,
Fernando.
and Fernando.
Mm.
Yes.
Or Ultramodern 5 could be like interior designers, like or so that because or like fashionistas, the Ultramodern 5. Huh. See, it's like Queer Eye for the straight guy kind of stuff, like the Ultramodern 5 coming to the.
Did you say Queer Eye for the gay guy?
No, straight guy. I corrected myself because
why don't they make like a straight eye for this gay guy?
to make everything boring.
Yeah, exactly.
You're being too flamboyant.
Yes, stop it. That would be the Finnish show. It's like,
that would be the Finnish show. Well, I mean, we kind of had that. But it's hilarious because there's all these like interior decoration shows and renovation shows, and because we have on Finnish TV, we have Finnish versions, and then from other countries. And other countries, they make all these like cool and colorful and nice things, and Finnish things always end up grayish. Grayscale beige. That's it. I mean, that is like it is all grayscale. Mostly, it's all white. If they want to be add some color, they add gray. It's really adventurous. They add beige. And they even took this like really. I saw the renovation thing where they had this old like log cottage. It was like beautiful, like aged dark wood, painted all white.
Yeah, I saw that one. That was terrible.
Made me sad.
I know, and I saw one where they had like some antique tables or like antique cupboards that were like beautiful. And I get it, like some people don't like the antique look on cupboards and stuff, but these were like, they weren't in shitty condition. They were in good condition. And still they were like, well, in order for it to fit our look, this thing is usually, they have to sand it down, but as long as we just put this, white paint on, it'll look fine. And it looked awful. It looked terrible. And then, of course, when the owners come back in and you can see their, shocked expression on their face, and the host thinks like, oh, they like it. They're like, oh shit. This is terrible.
What did you do?
Yeah. Why'd you do this?
Yeah. It's also funny because then there's the interior designer who's like renovate or decorating the house, explains, we have to add some color to spice things, like make things interesting, and then they don't add any. Or like the tiniest amount.
They just take things away. They take all they come away all the color. Yeah, they take away all the color. They come into a home where there's like pictures of the family on the walls and, grandma's ashes over the fireplace. And they're like, fuck, let's take it all down. Make it
all white.
All white. Yes.
With steel and gray and maybe some beige.
Exactly. And then they want to
cubes.
Yeah, and then they like put grandma's ashes and mix it with the, the flower soil. And they're like, see, now grandma grows again.
Oh my God. That would be wow. I want to see that episode of an interior decoration show where they disturb it. Well, they blend in the remains of grandma into like a flower pot soil.
No. Not flowers, like a tomato plant so you can eat grandma.
Oh God. Everyone can enjoy grandma again. That's that's wrong.
Oh, that's wrong. Hey,
but that would be amazing to see that, and then the family like trying to look happy and pleased about it because it's for TV, so they have to fake it.
But what if there would be like a TV show where it would be like us, and we'd go into like, we'd invite ourselves, kind of happy game style.
Knock on the door.
We knock on the door, and people like playing their games night, and like, how do we improve their games nights?
Well,
like everyone has their boring.
Take all your clothes off. Obviously, we're finished. Come on.
No.
Yeah.
This is not about like your weird sex fantasies, Tom.
No. Let's finish. Like let's like chase after true honesty. Everyone needs to get drunk and sit around in the underpants
and play the game
and play board games.
No, I'm talking
and
about
not talk too much.
No, I'm not talking about in general, like going into people's homes and saying like, now we play board games. I'm talking about like a board game renovation show, like games night renovation show. Like people have their boring games nights where they play the same old games like Pictionary or Monopoly or
strobe lights and DJ. Yeah. Just like bow bow bow.
Yeah, and then how do we do it? Yeah. Exactly.
No, legit. Actually, as a legit point, this is the group of people who are playing. What would be a good game for them to play that isn't Monopoly or Cluedo or Guess Who. Yeah, no,
exactly.
that's a fair point. It's seeing who's
You
sat
could go
around
into
the
this.
table.
Yeah, you can go into the episode would be constructed where you'd go into the psychology of each player and see like what kind of games they like and what would be the perfect game. So you can have like if there's like a bunch of guys who are or a bunch of people who are very socially open and stuff, but they're, you know, a bit adventurous, maybe like be like, hey, we have this game called Fiasco. That'd be interesting, and then everyone has to dress up and things like that. It would be quite interesting actually.
Yeah. Yeah, trying to match a game to a group of people, to get maximum enjoyment for them. Yeah, we could totally do that as a service.
Yeah, and then have like all the drama,
and analyze them and their behavior, their work, how they live, their socioeconomic status, and all that. And then I think you would like this game.
But then there has to be like all the fake drama put into there, where it's like, I don't know if I can play this game. I don't understand it. And then, you know, like there'd be like, no, we have to play Monopoly. I'm not going to play anything else. God damn it, you know. And it'll just get
my parents played Monopoly, and I'll play Monopoly. That's the way we do things around here.
Yeah.
What would be an actual good service, and maybe we could build this up as a business model, is rent a DM. How many groups of players for Dungeons and Dragons are there that don't know where to start? And they don't have an experienced DM, and they don't know what they're doing, and they take their first few tentative steps into Dungeons and Dragons, and they mess it all up and never want to play again.
You're literally talking about prostitution.
Yeah, no, you rent a DM
I think that's all work, right? All work is prostitution.
No.
Someone pays you for your time.
Yeah, no, but someone pays you for your time. But like you're gonna go there and you're gonna like pretend to be like their friend and stuff and run a game for them. And then once the time is up, then they have to pay you.
Yeah. That's all work. You're in customer service. What do?
You pretend to like people for money.
Yeah.
I'm a prostitute?
Yes.
Yeah.
Holy shit, I never thought about it that way.
Customer service is prostitution, just without sex.
Like
you gotta listen to people and their inane problems and try to like make them feel good about themselves, so they give you more money.
So you're saying,
and most of the money goes to your boss, your pimp.
So if we would start a business model where we would pimp ourselves out as DMs for people to play Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, not to run
actually exist though.
Yeah, not to run the whole campaign, but to get the group started, to go through character creation, to just play the first couple of sessions so they understand the rules, and then one of them can continue as the DM.
Well, then you'd have to train someone from the beginning to be the DM. Yeah, I see that.
So
it's like a DM
have
coach.
an apprentice. Yeah, I mean, I'll give the example. Yeah. I'll give the example of a D&D group I ran at a school. I had a group of students who were super enthusiastic. They wanted to learn how to play, and when I started with them, they'd got characters they'd already made, and one of them had an intelligence score of 2. And I said, first of all, an intelligence score of 2 is sort of plant life, so you can't actually have a character. Secondly, there is no way to have a character with an intelligence score of 2. How did you do this? And it turned out they'd generated their stats by rolling a d20. So they just not quite got to grip with what the actual rules were. And having a mentor, just play a few games with them and to teach them how to play and to sort of coach one of them to be the DM. I'm sure there are groups all around the world who would benefit from that. And you don't even have to do it in person. You can do it over Roll20 quite easily.
Actually, I know you can also help. Well, because much than get good at your thing of coaching and helping people, then you can help existing DMs and DM groups, like maybe discuss with them. So how do you DM? What kind of tips and tricks could you use? Things on narrative things. So it's not only coaching but consulting as well.
Oh yeah, certainly.
That's like
we're in our business suits going a consultancy firm.
Yes.
Oh, consultancy for what? It's like Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh yeah,
D&D consulting.
D&D.
I totally do that. I would totally if there's a D&D group that have no idea what to do, I would be very happy to consult for just a couple of sessions to get them started. I love going through character creation. Oh, for money, of course, yeah. You can't
Yes.
pay me. You can't pay me in Pepsi Max and snacks. Though, if you give me money,
And
that's probably what I'm going to spend it on anyway.
Yeah, and after a year of your consulting, then it's like, on Reddit and stuff, there'll be like a new kind of, phenomenon in D&D gameplay, like all this weird kind of hentai, sexual, pseudo-sexual stuff popping up everywhere.
Yeah, everyone's wearing underpants on their faces and gives them
Yeah.
powers.
I
We don't
think
understand
perhaps
this.
you are pushing reality a little bit past what's actually me. I understand for comedic purposes, but just in case there are people out there who don't know me in real life, it's only
I'm kidding.
20% true. I'm not saying it's entirely false. I've got to have some plausible deniability here, guys. I have never played Dungeons and Dragons with my underpants on my head, specifically because they weren't my underpants.
I deny ever being there. I did not have sexual relations with this woman. No, sorry. But yeah, that was my lousy Bill Clinton impersonation, because while we're recording this, the election is happening. We're not going to talk politics. That's the only thing I'm going to mention about that.
It's happening. Still.
It is happening.
It is happening. An election in a country that you can guess.
Mm-hmm. And it is pretty much as...
No.
Okay, never mind.
Yep, no, we're not going to
You were about to talk politics, and you just said it. We're not going to talk about politics, and you immediately started talking about politics.
Have you
And
ever
don't.
known me to actually, stick to my own words?
No, and that's hilarious in board games.
Yeah, don't make noise. Proceeds to make noise.
Mm-hmm.
And
Rule
especially
number
in
one:
board
don't do
games.
this, does this.
Yes.
That's why we like playing Sheriff of Nottingham with him. Because he can turn a simple statement of, I've got 3 loaves of bread into this bag, into a 5-minute political diatribe against communism.
It's true, though.
Yeah,
That is
that's
true.
the game. It makes it wonderful.
Sharing
Ooh.
with Nottingham is a fun game. I don't know if
that
we've
is a fun
explained
game.
it to people. I mean, that could even work very well in Tabletopia. You could do podcast level stuff with it, where you just, because it's a game where you try to smuggle things over a border.
Yeah.
And we all take turns in being the sheriff who has to inspect the goods. But we all have to but the other players, then they declare, they give the sheriff a bag with tokens inside, and then they declare what's inside the bag. And
That would
the
actually
sheriff
be...
is allowed to then either to accept what they said is true, or check the bag. And if they doubt their word and it's what in the bag is actually what they declare, then the player who is the sheriff gets a minus.
They have to pay a fine
was it so?
to the importer, yes.
Yes.
But that would be a game that would actually, if we would, if we could explain like what's going on, like what cards we're holding, and then what, when we reveal it and stuff, that could work as a podcast really well, with a bit more sound effects in the background and some funny music and stuff. That could work.
No, actually, I think that would work way better as a YouTube episode, because the facial expressions are part of lying.
You're
and
right,
the theater of it all. And plus, then you can actually, because then in the video you see what goes in the bag, but then we see, does the sheriff believe it, and they have both their faces. And
But then we're gonna have to dress
surprise
up.
or suspicion.
Yeah.
That would be yes. I'm totally in favor of this.
What we would really need
Yes.
is one of those special tables they use in World Series Poker, where you have a little glass panel where your cards are sat face down and they have a camera pointing up. So the audience can see what's actually in your hand, but everyone else can't. And they can follow on with every bluff that you make. That would be so much fun.
Well, technically, all we have to do is, that's if you want to do it live, but we don't need to do it live. I mean, I can always edit afterwards and add the cards onto the screen.
Yeah, so
we
we
just have a separate card camera. You have to show it first, and then put the stuff in the bag.
Oh, no, that's good. I'm gonna think about that, because, we have, 4 more episodes, I think, after this, and then we're gonna take a small season break, because I think season 1 will be done of Side Quest Sauce. And then after that, hopefully with a new year, 2021, we'll have, once again, more podcasts coming from us. But more importantly, I think that's when I think we should start looking into launching our YouTube channel and looking...
Well, I think 2020... Well, yes, we hopefully, but 2021 will still be a lot of Corona.
Yeah, but like what I mean is that we can put our podcast onto YouTube.
Yes.
Yes.
More, yes. Then you can all enjoy shirtless Tom.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, that's what OnlyFans is for.
Yes. Oh yeah, how is your OnlyFans going?
Yes. Did you start your OnlyFans? Tom plays with
I'm going to have
Tom
to do
plays
that
with
one
himself.
day. I'm going to have to do that one day. Actually start an OnlyFans. Yeah, Tom plays with
Yeah,
himself.
listeners, if you think it's a good idea, comment on somewhere on our social pages. Should Tom, yes or no, should Tom start an OnlyFans page? Tom plays with himself, where it's just a video of Tom playing single player games.
Yes.
And I so want his OnlyFans, like his photo to be like, you know, in the poster of American Beauty, the girl with all the
Flower petals.
Flower petals. But then Tom with, like, you know, I don't know, dice and cards around him, and he's in that same position.
I would say
that would be
Satine Phoenix.
would be pretty good.
Satine Phoenix, who is a regular on Geek and Sundry, has actually done a photo set of that with herself in a bathtub covered in dice. And honestly, as beautiful a lady as she is, I think I'd be hotter. You'd probably need more dice though.
Actually, technically, because maybe less dice.
It's not that small.
Yeah, but no, we don't need you in a bathtub filled with dice. We want the one from American Beauty where you're just lying on a bed and just there's dice on you. Around you.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to glue D20s to my nipples then. Well, fair enough. That's something I do anyway.
No, just coins.
Coins.
Coins, dice,
Tricerion
and cards.
coins.
Yeah, Steffi, can I borrow your Tricerion coins, please?
Yeah.
Now that you know what they're
boil
for.
them after.
They boil them afterwards. Well, they are metal, so, they'll survive.
All right. Well, I think, let's wait for that then.
Okay,
next time.
but one thing we should try to do now that we have the chance, because it's going to be hard to be able to play games live, so we're going to have to, in the near future, play a lot more online.
Mm-hmm.
So we should take this chance to explore games we don't own.
Yeah.
That is very true. We should do that. And then maybe talk about them afterwards on our podcast.
Exactly, because lately we've been playing games we've played before, so have mostly had our chances to talk about stuff on the podcast have been about what we experienced and stuff that's happened, but we haven't really been able to talk about games per se as much because we've gone through all the games. We've talked about the games before. Everyone knows which game everyone knows we like to carry on, and we keep on playing to carry on.
But I want to play Tricerion again. Sorry.
No, next time we should play Frostpunk. See what that's all about.
Yeah, Frostpunk, and maybe try out some other things. So just we have more stuff to talk about, and then if we really feel like it, maybe we just have an entire episode dedicated only to carry on.
Yes. Okay.
Let's see. Can we fill an hour with just to carry on?
Hey, who knows? Maybe we could, if more than 10 people listen to us anymore, because we skipped 1 week and I think now everyone's dumped us. But regardless, if there's still people listening to us, thank you very much, by the way.
Thank you very much.
Let's see if we can actually start getting, guests that we can interview. Maybe even the maker of Tricerion. I don't know.
Yeah, anyone from
Christ,
Mindclash Games who listens to this, come talk to us. We'd love to chat with you about Perseverance: The Castaway Chronicles, which I've kickstarted. I'd love to play that. Oh man, it's going to be so good. But yeah, come talk to us about the games because we love them.
Yeah, I think. Let's see what we can do.
Yeah,
and
actually, anyone who makes games and listens to us, let us know. And
if you
maybe
own
we'll
a dice, come and talk to
game.
us.
Anyone,
if you make games,
so
look, I mean, because if you guys want guests, then yeah, we should. It would be lovely to talk to the makers of Tricerion, but at the same time, hey, if you're listening to us and you make games, let us know. It could be interesting to try out your game, give it a quick review, share our thoughts, and then give you a quick interview as well.
Yeah,
we'd love to do that.
That reminds me, we have to still try the
Guys.
Eurovision. Oh yeah, the Finnish guys. Yeah, well, the Agamonia, we're definitely going to play that.
Oh yeah, certainly.
But the Eurovision Song Contest game.
Oh yeah, that sounds like fun.
Yeah.
I can't remember that one.
I saw it once on on Twitter, and then I was like, hey, this looks like fun. It's like a very simple, quick game, and I think we could tweak it a bit and turn it into a drinking game, as Eurovision should be.
Of course.
Yes, I mean, like, the thing is, you said the Eurovision board game. My mind instantly went to like the Saga of Ice and Fire.
Yes.
And the board game version of that. that would be
incredible.